Today we're talking play sets, 7 Deadly Sins to be exact. And before I begin, I want to make sure that everybody knows I'm going to be talking about 7 Deadly Sins playset prices. So if you are a playset seller and super angry about the pricing and what's been happening, I've seen a lot of discussion on Facebook. I want you to know right away this video might not be for you. If you're in that place when you're just so angry and no matter what anybody tells you, you're just going to be angry, I don't want you to watch this video. I want you to come back when you're able to hear what I have to say, because again, then you could see the pricing and all of that, and we can have a pleasant discussion, right? I'm not here to have you watch this after work, after whatever you've done all day and ruin your night. That's not what I'm looking to do here. What I'm actually looking to do is just have an honest discussion, because there's people out there wanting to know about the price, wanting to know what a playset actually is, because people are still asking, and you can see it on Facebook. People still ask. I have people in my comments that still ask, so just wanted to talk about it. And again, I honestly don't have any reason to do this because I'm not a seller. I don't have 7 Deadly Sins to sell. I don't sell play sets of 7 Deadly Sins. I'm just the dude that likes talking about Weiss and looking at numbers. So here we go. So again, a play set is 4 of every common, uncommon, rare, double rare, climax common, climax rare. And to make a deck of Weiss Schwarz, a playable deck, you are only allowed to have 50 cards in a deck. At max, you can only have 4 of one card. So, not surprising, a playset has 4 of all those cards. If you need to see pictorially what that means, it's all of these checkmark boxes right here. And as you can see, this is how many cards come back. 106. Now you multiply that by 4 and that's a crap load of cards. So again, what that actually enables you to do is make a few decks. So you can experiment, shift them around. You could even give a deck to a friend and play them. It's pretty awesome. You know, like, so you could see again the benefit of buying a playset, right? You don't have to buy from 8 different people on TCG Player and hope that all of your cards come undamaged, that you actually do get all your cards. You don't have to start checking it off and making sure that you got your cards from this guy or this guy. It's just way better, and then you don't have to deal with like all kinds of shipping and whatever other problems you can have there. So a whole lot of benefits. As you can see, the benefits the sellers, right? Because they don't have to worry about all the extra commons that they have, all these uncommons, all these extra climax commons. Like, what am I going to do with all this? Some people just throw them away, burn them, whatever they do with them. Use it for mulch. I guess you can mulch that stuff. I don't know, that might be weird. But anyways, the people you should be looking to buy playsets from, some people include one promo card. And again, a promo card looks like this. 7 Deadly Sins. The promo cards are not expensive. Kaguya was expensive, if I am correct. Let me just look. Promo. Yes, see, there you go. So you never know with some sets how expensive a promo is going to turn out to be. In the terms of Kaguya here, $27.78. So again, you could see the benefit of buying a playset from someone that throws in one of every promo card. Totally worth it to you. I don't know why some don't throw in a promo card. I know some won't guarantee, some won't give you 4. They only give you 1, but I feel like having that extra promo card is an added benefit. And normally these range to $275 to $300. And if you're not going to play with them, check this out. I always love showing this. This is Magia Record. I'm just going to open a page here. And I don't know how teachers did this in school, holding a book and like reading it this way. I actually did have all 4 of them like be the same card on here. But then I realized there's not enough pockets if I do that. So I didn't want to end up buying like 2 binders just to hold Magia record in. So I condensed it down to 2. So that's what it looks like now. And if you're wondering, this is a Dex. It's hard to find now. These things are super hard to find. I guess everybody's shoving these things into... There we go. So I just think it looks super awesome, especially when I had it 4 across. Fortunately, I had to change that. Anyways, that's the pricing. So again, you have multiple options to play because you own all of the cards, right? All of the playable cards. It comes at a fairly decent price. And normally you need to, when a set has a trial deck, you need 2 trial decks because trial decks have sometimes 2 of a certain card. So again, for a playset, you need 4, which means you need to buy 2 of these. Normally, you could add these onto your order for $25 to $30. Okay. So there we are. That's what a playset actually is. So it's a lot of value, right? And normally, generally, it's accepted that the value comes from these cards right here, the rare, double rare. There are uncommons sometimes that are worth a decent amount. So, but normally this is what you're looking at to figure out the price of a playset. So in general, playsets sell for $300. Now they're starting to go down, and it's all due to these card values. So what I've been doing overall this time, if you've watched any of my double rare trackers, is I've been tracking the price of double rares. And what I figured out was, again, when Beaufry came out, the double rare value on opening day was $355. So again, think about it. You bought a $300 playset, and just these 12 cards alone, 12 cards, you are at $355 for the playset. Kaguya, when this thing came out, for these 10 double rares, you have it at $328. So you can see again, if you buy it at $300, you get all the double rares and you get all of these other cards adding to that total value. So you get that awesome benefit of having all the cards all in one place. You don't have to deal with the billion shipping. You may not have paid taxes at all. You get it all. And you might even have some really expensive promo cards. Okay, so plus side. What happened with 7 Deadly Sins is we know it came out last Friday. And by taking a look at the supply of cards, we also do know a lot of people opened this thing because they're looking for signed cards. They're looking for that Deanne and Elizabeth. So what ended up happening was the prices of double rares were like messed up right away. There was also the double whammy of people having no idea what's good in this set. So cards that should have been higher, because again, I will come out and say it, that there is a card that should have been way higher than what it's priced at, and people didn't value as strongly as it should have been because they don't know what decks to make. This is a English exclusive, so they didn't have the benefit of taking a look at the Japanese version and seeing like what cards should be expensive, because there is no Japanese version. This is the first inception of this set. And because of that, some cards, again, I will say, are mispriced. But even with the mispricing, there's such a huge supply that the prices were going to be pushed down eventually. But even then, I think it should have started out higher. Okay, so opening day, August 6th, release day, August 6th up there. And this was 4 days later, being today. I pulled it right before this video. This is what the prices come out to be. So right now, your double rare value, $178.89. That is awful. That is freaking awful. So again, generally accepted, remember what I just said there, that your rares and double rares are your value out of the playset, right? If you're going to buy the playset at $300, if you take a look at the last couple sets, they were way over $300. So, because we know over time, as you can see, it gradually goes down. But I want to see that value up front. Why should I buy a playset for $300 when the double rares themselves aren't over $300? And that's the question I find myself. Why am I asking this? Why am I asking myself if I should be buying a $300 playset when I could just go on TCG Player at this point, or wait it out a couple more weeks and the playset prices will drop? So what we've been seeing is the supply has been really a damper on actual sales because there's so much more competition. People are trying to open this thing and make money, right? Just by on double rares, also on sign cards. So what we have here is, so I started doing some math as of today. So August 10th, 178 is what we get for double rares if you want a play set of double rares, right? So then I started looking at your rares, and again, like I said, generally accepted double rares are your values. 2756 is a play set. So when I add those two together, $206.45, which is freaking awful, right? Like, why would I be buying a $300 playset when I could just get these cards right now at 206? Again, I know there's that a little inconvenience about buying from different sellers, which even then I say is not even that big of a deal because there's so much supply out there. Pretty sure you can buy all these cards from one or two people, right, on TCG Player. If I add up all of these cards, so this is the actual playset pricing of each. So uncommons are $44. Yeah, $44. We have commons $11.60, climax rares $320, climax commons $360, promo $835. So if we do all that, $268.89. If you even add in one promo each, it's $277.24. So again, a playset at $300. I'm not talking about trial deck. The trial deck's not in there. If I get all of that, $277.24. And again, I know there's shipping, but again, most of the time you can get shipping included if you're going to be buying something like this. I'm pretty sure if you message the person, they might cut you a deal somewhere out there. And again, it doesn't, some people won't even give you a promo. So some people might not even care to have the promo if it's not playable, right? So there's no real point in the talking about, let me get these promos up. Where are my promos? So there's my promos again, right? So some people may not even include it. So that's why I have this all divided out. Again, the whole point of buying playsets is the value that you get out of them, the convenience that you get out of them. And at these prices, they don't make a whole lot of sense to be paying $300 for it, right? So then you have to ask yourself, what is a good price? So this is where this kicks in. Recently, I've been seeing prices of $275. I've actually seen prices of $250, and I believe there was a person at $225. So let me just see here. Yep, $225. $225. So this is where this video goes a little downhill from here, because we have people on Facebook asking, how can people sell playsets at $225? If you've seen my 7 Deadly Sins video, the comprehensive discussion, you already know what I'm about to show you. It's right here, right? So what I'm about to tell you is this profitable? Because I see questions down here on this guy's post. Let me read this. This was hilarious. More how some stores have smaller margins and are looking to use Weiss to make a profit. There's absolutely zero way you're profiting off of Weiss selling that cheap a playset. This is for $225. I could tell you, you're still making a profit. You're still making a profit, because if he bought that case for $850, I know this is using $250, but you just subtract $50 off the final price, right? You're down to $927.76. you're still making money. Plus, you still have 18 SRs. You still have 16 promos if it's not included in the playset. Like you're still making money. I don't understand how anybody that owns a business can honestly say that you're not making money off of this. And I know what you're going to tell me. You're going to tell me I have all this overhead, I have employees doing it. But what if it's a small operation? Maybe some people actually have their nephews, nieces, children, spouses, friends come over and actually open it. I know this because my sister had me open a whole had me open some Dragon Ball, right? Like here we go. Over the past week. Oh, look at this. Oh. Oh. Pre-releases. Did anybody have any pre-release Dragon Balls? Because commemorative photo. I love this Hercule. It's pretty awesome. There we are. So you can have other people do it. And again, I found this hilarious because the person that person was writing to was an actual brick and mortar store owner. At first, they thought they were a backpack seller, which I'm getting tired of seeing the clown faces and the backpack pictures because some people are actually stores and they're selling at this price. And for whatever reason, they're selling it. And in the end, I still say it's profitable. If you haven't run the numbers yourself, then fine. If you don't have the extra help outside of work, then that might be it. But we know Weiss is low margin to begin with. And to get people to actually do this during work hours is definitely going to hurt you, I would think, margin wise. But it can be done that you can make money, and my numbers prove it. And I know right now the SP average I have at 238.88 times 2, but it did drop a little bit. It dropped to 212. Again, this calculation was done with these. I did not include the trial deck up above. So your average right there, just to prove it, is 212 and 11 cents. So my math tells me you could still make a ton of money off of selling 7 Deadly Sins, and even though you don't want to do it at $225 for a playset. So I find it super disingenuous when I see a person on Facebook asking about playsets. They don't know what it is, and people write that they're normally $300 when you could see the 7 Deadly Sins is not $300, and then they proceed to try to sell them a playset, right? Like that's totally disingenuous to me. You're slightly ripping them off when there's other people selling it for lower that possibly you may want to just go on TCG Player and buy some of the cards yourself, right? It's again, I am not selling anything. I don't have any open 7 Deadly Sins. I don't have any open cards. They're all sealed. Like all of my 7 Deadly Sins is sealed. I have nothing to sell anybody, and I do not look to sell anything because obviously the prices are terrible. So, again, I'm not trying to sell anything at all. I am just the guy that wants to talk about this. So, again, are 7 Deadly Sins playsets worth $300? Heck no. They are not. And again, I'm talking about the no TD version. They're not worth $300. I would probably say they're $250 at this point. I'm just going to go $250 because there's plenty of people out there that have them. Again, you could try to break them up, put them out as singles, but what are you going to do? Are you really going to go out there and sell the singles of this to get that 178? I guess you could. I guess you could try to do that, but again, there's so much competition out there, and there's not a lot of people playing it. So, how do I know that? This is kind of hilarious because I was like, am I really, this morning I sat there and I'm like, am I really trying to psychoanalyze am I trying to sit here and psychoanalyze the buying habits or quantity that people are buying. And I was sitting there and I'm like, yes, I am. So just so you know, sorry about that. My brother texted, but TCG Player just updated their buying history, their sales history, and as you can see here, there are people buying 4, 3, 1, 2. It's kind of hilarious because if you take a look at this list, you could tell who's actually playing or needing one card or something like that. So if someone is buying 4, they're most likely buying it to play. If they're buying 3, they're buying it to play. Ones and twos, I don't know. Maybe they opened a certain amount, or maybe they're looking for their collection. You don't really know. I guess you could say that about 4. But even then, you could see, like, scroll back the whole way through 8-6. There's not a whole lot of people looking to buy these cards to play with, which I guess is kind of sad when you think about it. Just because we need more players, right? And if you take a look at this list, it's either they're waiting. I guess they could be waiting it out. Because again, I would say you'd want to buy this 3 weeks out. If you're really looking to buy this, I would wait 3 weeks. Okay, my brother is writing me. So what we are looking to do here is, this is going to be the part of the video that is going to make some people really, really mad. So again, if you are one of those sellers and I didn't piss you off at this point, and you have how do I say this nicely? If you got really angry, if you are one of those people on Facebook that have been making those clown faces or just been really angry or writing on those posts about why you're selling it so low, this may not be for you. So I started thinking about this, about what could make these people happy. And it made me remember the story of Chicken of the Sea and Starkist. Do you know about Chicken of the Sea and Starkist? Chicken of the Sea and Starkist were involved in this. They're involved in price fixing. Holy crap. I don't know if you can hear that. That was, apparently there is a storm outside my house. That's a really long one. It's still going. Okay, so part of the FTC, protecting America's consumers, price fixing. So this is fun. I'm not saying these people are fixing prices, but it sounds like they almost want it to be. So price fixing is an agreement, written, verbal, or inferred from conduct among competitors that raises, lowers, or stabilizes prices or competitive terms. Generally, the antitrust laws require that each company establish prices and other terms on its own without agreeing with a competitor. When consumers make choices about what products and services to buy, they expect that the price has been determined freely on the basis of supply and demand, not by an agreement among competitors. When competitors agree to restrict competition, the result is often higher prices. Accordingly, price fixing is a major concern of government antitrust enforcement. And there's 2 reasons I have this here. 1, because I think it's hilarious. Number 2, I'm not saying that these people are engaging in price fixing and we got to call the FTC on them. Nothing like that at all. I just feel like that's what they want, because when you read through this in this group, it says, "I'm glad you sell Playsets this cheap. It's really healthy for a card game for stores to operate at a loss or no profit." And again, that's one of many replies I've been seeing to anybody that attempts to sell these things for under 300. Like if you write 275, you could find all these posts on Facebook. The guy that tried to sell it for 275 got met with a clown face GIF, whatever. They got met with one of those things. This guy on this post, he got met with a kid holding a backpack, right? So it almost seems like these people selling it want everybody to agree. It's like a gentleman's agreement that $300 is the given price of a playset, or $330 or $350. Again, I know that varies with double rares, like the quantity of double rares, but there's almost like there's this unwritten rule that you need to abide by this, or we're going to tell everybody and have them all put all these mean pictures or write not so friendly things on it. I will tell you right away, anybody, for me personally, again, I've said this on another video. I am okay with a post that says, you know, you need to support your local game store. And I've said that before. Feel free, and then you could put that. There was one about putting a list of local game stores to support. I will not support any of these stores that go on to someone else's post and just like make fun of them or make them feel bad or something like that. Because again, think about this. I am a person without a local game store. Not because I want to, it's because I literally don't have a local game store that sells Weiss around me. I have three, four, something like that. I never know because there's always one cropping up every year. 3 or 4 stores that will sell Magic, comic books. They even have Vanguard. They have Vanguard Pokemon, and no one carries Weiss around me. So for me to go buy from you means I need to like you, right? I've seen 7 Deadly Sins playsets sell for $300. Still see that, even though this guy is selling it for $225, $250, $275. People still buy it at $300 because they like you. For whatever reason, they trust you or like you, and they want to buy from you. Okay? When I see you, I guess, bad mannering or doing that kind of stuff, it makes me not want to buy from you. I personally, in my mind, have my own kind of ban list. And in that list are all these people that are super, super negative, right? I would never recommend any of those people because you're just a jerk, right? And I get it. You're trying to keep your business going and alive. And maybe jerk is too harsh of a word. And if that is, then my apologies. But truthfully, when someone sees that, right? Like, again, just think of the optics on it, right? Just think about business. And do you really want to buy from somebody that is nice, but then you see him be mean to other people for whatever reason? No, I don't. You are really actually just, I guess, decreasing the goodwill. Because for me to buy from somebody like you and knowing that I'm going to be paying more money just to support you, great, but it doesn't help me in any way, right? Like, I can't go to your local game store and play. I don't get any of those benefits. What I'm doing is helping you, keeping you alive, to keep the game alive. But that goodwill only goes so far, because if I think you're not worthy of that extra money, I'm not going to give it to you. And by writing things like that, I can't just say I'm going to give you my money. There is somebody that I would all day recommend, Bounty XP, local game store, really nice guy, the whole way across the country from me. There is no way I'm ever going out to that store, but I would go and support that person if I was around there. And I've bought from him before, so totally nice guy, right? And for the most part, I know he makes some posts, but he's not one of those people that write on those other ones, I guess, disparaging those people. So that's what I mean. There's a difference. You can make people aware of this, but to openly try to harass them is not doing you any sort of favors. And I would totally say you might want to disengage from it. But again, free country, do as you will. Okay, so that is basically it. If you made it this far. But again, I will say this: 7 Deadly Sins playset. I wouldn't be buying this for $300. We know over time that this thing is going to drop. You know, it's good. It's in for another 10% drop, and there's going to be people with tons of supply of this. Like, again, just so you could see this. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back here. Supply. I'm just going to use this, so no company names. You can see right here, there's tons of these double rares everywhere. So at some point, people are going to be looking to sell this for cheaper. You may want to wait just a little bit longer, see if you can pick a playset up, but at $300, no. Are playsets always $300? No. Again, it depends on how many double rares in there. So if you caught it earlier, I said Beaufry has 12. They have 12 double rares. So that kind of led to the higher pricing. Actually, yeah, you could kind of say that. I mean, an average is an average. So, but again, if you have more double rares, for the most part, you're normally going to have a higher cost associated with only 10. You're going to have a lower cost. So if you compare again, Seven Deadly Sins versus Kaguya here, Seven Deadly Sins totally lower. So the nice part about pre-ordering playsets is you guarantee that you get them, that you're going to get them probably in the first or second week from whoever you bought it from. If you don't pre-order, there's a chance that you don't get it. You're not going to get it in time. So there we are. Hopefully this helps. Let me know if you want to take a look at any other playsets. But again, business is all about being nice to each other. You can make issues, you can make people aware of issues, but definitely try to be nicer to each other. It'll help you sell more, I think. Right, right.